Oh my gosh, I love your earrings. Where did you get them? Thank you so much. I really love them myself. I'm wearing actually two separate designs from Kaleidoscopes and Polka Dots. She has all sorts of beautiful vintage inspired pieces, not just resin earrings, but beaded jewelry. I love it. I love it so much. It is in my heart right now to wear patriotic pieces because this is the first presidential election year that I will be casting my vote in. Oh my gosh, have you registered to vote? Well, a long time ago I did, but I haven't in a long time, and it's mostly due to, it gets all crazy during election season, and we never know what the results are. We don't know if our vote even counts. Does it matter? Because I mean, there's always something, isn't there? Anyway, but regardless, I'm so excited for you. I hope that it's everything that you hope for and that you have the best time at the polls. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I really am, because actually your vote matters tremendously, and I know that in recent elections things have been really crazy, but if we look at the 2000 election, every vote mattered. Every vote counted. Every vote made a difference, and if you have any time, I would love to share this story with you. Do you have time? Yeah, I thought so. All right, let's get to it. YouTube. All right, so hi everyone. I am Jessica Gonzalez-Gibson, the leading lady of Kaleidoscopes and Polka Dots, where I sell handmade, vintage-inspired jewelry that honors Hispanic American heritage. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm so excited to be doing this video because I truly believe that jewelry tells a story, and it helps us encourage and motivate each other in so many ways, not just to tell our story, but to motivate others, as does patriotic jewelry, as I've found. Not a lot. I mean, not that I get out very much. I work from home, I'm at home, but when I am out and about and I have had somebody compliment my earrings, I asked them, have you registered to vote? And the answer was similar to what I just outlined in that little skit. I'm no actress by any means, but that was the inspiration behind today's video. And when of course, I knew about Bush versus Gore. I knew about it many years ago. It's commonly referenced, although I really didn't understand the references until I started doing my research. And what I found kind of blew my mind and made me so incredibly nervous researching it. Because imagine if this happens again for us. I mean, I know each and every presidential election cycle in the recent years has been incredibly stressful and nerve-wracking and all sorts of things. But this presidential year is like none other because, well, let's talk about it. So the year was 2000, but what happened right before that was the Clinton era. The Clinton era. Let's talk about the Clinton era, because that, I think, is the reason why we ended up where we were in 2000. And where we were was a complacent nation. So let's add to stage. So this is what the electoral map looked like for Clinton in both of his election years. In 92, he won 370 electoral votes. You only need 270. So a landslide margin of a win for him. And then again in 96, he won it in a bigger landslide, and that was by 379 electoral votes. I can't imagine, because I don't think we've seen this recently at all. No, I know we haven't seen this recently, really. But that was crazy. That was incredible. So what I think happened is, as Clinton passed the baton off to his vice president, who was then Vice President Al Gore, people were just like, you know what? We already know what the outcome is going to be. Why do I even have to show up to vote? It's a hassle. It's a waste of time. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, no. Oh, no, no. No. you need to have your voice heard. And let's just take a look at what the outcome was, because this is where you get nervous. So it turns out that George Bush won by a single electoral vote. So you need 270 to win, and he won 271. What was the tiebreaker? Florida. Florida has 25 electoral votes. And oh man, so just look at this map. This map shows that it's predominantly the country is more red than it ever has been in the past. But when we look at the Electoral College, the electoral votes, I mean, it's almost evenly split. It's like a hair. And when we look at Florida, the overall population in Florida in 2000 was around 16 million. Of the 16 million, 12 million were eligible to vote. Now let's look at voter registration. What did that look like back then? About 42% were registered Democrats. 42. So this state, look at that map. It's so blue. It's such a beautiful royal blue. How could this possibly be a red state? It just doesn't make sense. 42% Democrat. 37% were Republican and 21% were other. And it turns out, as it happens, each county has, more or less leverage set in stone, and some counties counted for more. I don't know what that county is. That is bright red, but anyway, that clearly was where the majority of the Republicans were residing, and they turned out. They turned out by how big of a margin? Not a very big margin at all. Not a very big margin at all. Okay, so I went through the voter registration numbers. How many of the 12 million actually showed up to vote? Can you guess? Well, I'm showing it on the screen. So it was a total of 6 million. Only 6 million showed up to vote. So that's about half of the population that was eligible to vote turned out to vote. That is heartbreaking because that is so little. Did you know that in 2020, we had the highest participation rate, and it was 60%. 60. That's a D. Let's get up there. Let's do this. Let's make our voices heard. If anything, it matters. So in the end, Bush ended up winning. He won by a total of 537 votes. Just 537 votes. So there was a recount, and then there was a Supreme Court decision. And after all of that, that is when everybody decided that this was in the bag for George W. Bush, and we ended up with 8 years of George W. Bush. Of course, other things happened afterwards, but that's just an example. That's one example of how much each and every vote matters and counts. I really hope that if you're passionate about any particular policy, whether it's reproductive rights, whether it's being anti-war, that you go out and vote, because it makes a difference, and it could come down to the wire. 537 of the total eligible voters made all the difference, and that could be one of your votes in the future. So just take that for what it is. Now, that is also the reason why I created, that is the my passion and my adoration for this country led me to create these patriotic pieces. Last year, I did become a U.S. citizen, and I'm all about being as celebratory as possible. I think it's the Hispanic side in me. I mean, most Mexicans are all about fiestas whenever possible, and this was my form of celebrating. I hope that you find a piece that you absolutely love and you spread conversations everywhere you go, and that maybe, just maybe, you also inspire others to register to vote, and then once early voting starts, to get out and vote. Have your voice heard, make a difference, support your community, focus on policies, not on personalities, as they say in Congress. I hope that you have found this video helpful, insightful, and that I have made the point as clear as possible, because history is amazing and inspirational and something that we should learn from, not repeat. All right, I will talk to you again very soon. Bye.